from the same area, so to speak. I've told you guys a little bit about my past before, trials and tribulations and things that I've been through as a kid. I've been through a lot of those things similar to me. But he's also become very successful. He owns his own business now. And it's someone that you guys can look at that comes from where you come from, right? And has been able to succeed in life, right? So, Earl, you got it.
Like you said, we've been knowing each other for a long time. And I want to say, like, since the 90s, basically. We both come from basically the same area, Northeast. I'm from the 10th Street, 12th Street area, if you know where that is, Kansas City, Missouri. Columbus Park, we're both black and Italian, so, we got that in common. So basically, man, I'm gonna give you a little simplified story about myself. As I said, I come from down north in Kansas City, Missouri. And as coming up, man, we didn't have a lot of the things that you guys have today. You guys got a lot of blessings, and you guys should really, appreciate it. Me coming up as a kid, I had my mom and my grandmother. I didn't have my dad in the house or none of that. But at the same time, my mom did what she could do. She was a good parent. She took care of us the best way she could. I chose to do what I did. So once I hit the streets, I hit them running hard. I was gang banging. I did it all. I was hustling. I was robbing. I did anything to break the law. I was lawless. I didn't care about the law. If the law was there, I'm trying to break it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no quarrels about it. In my life, I did approximately 15 years in prison. You know what I'm saying? From the state to the federal penitentiary, and I was all over the place. When they send you to the feds, they send you ain't at home. You ain't in your backyard. You know what I mean? So you have to take all these things into consideration. So to get to it, so as a kid, like I said, I was gang banging and stuff like that, and that ain't the way to go. It was stupid in my eyes to this day. I don't knock nobody for it because I was once one of them people. What I try to do is inspire people to motivate to be better people, and it's not an easy thing to do, you know what I'm saying? But it's something that we need to do, Moral principles is everything. Love, loyalty, honor, trust, and respect, man, and that's what we all need to embed in each other, you know what I'm saying? So, as a kid coming up, doing all that wasn't no good. I was facing life in prison at the age of 19. And the only one that got me through that was God, you know what I mean? That's the only one I can give credit to, because, in the case, I won't get into really details. We're not gonna glorify none of this stuff. But what I'm gonna tell you is, I'm going through this. I'm 19 years old, and I'm facing life in prison for armed robbery, armed criminal action, and armed carjacking, right? And it's like 23 counts, you know what I mean? And I'm facing this time. But the problem was they didn't have any evidence on me. I didn't fit the description of the people that they was identifying in these cases. You understand what I'm saying? And they still took me to trial. My partner, he fit the description of the people that was doing this, and they dropped the charges on him, okay? Well, they took me all the way to jury trial. I went to trial, I beat the case, whatever, right? Did I learn my lesson from that? No, I got out, hit the streets running. God gave me a blessing. But let me tell you something, like a year or two later, I was at a club. I was having a good time drinking, doing what I do, however. And one of the people that was on the jury approached me and said, "Hey man, you remember me?" And I said, "No sir, I do not." He said, "Man, I was on that jury back when you was going to trial for that cases." He said, "I'm gonna be real with you, bro. They wanted to convict you. They wanted to send you to prison, but me and another white guy." This was a black individual, but the white dude, him and another white dude was like, "Man, you ain't got no evidence on it. There's no evidence anywhere, so how are you gonna convict this person and send them to prison for the rest of their life, right?" And he said, "Man, I just wanted to say, man, you had something looking over you, bro, because we was on that jury. If we wasn't on that jury, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation right now." And I said, man, I grabbed him, I gave him a hug, I said, "I appreciate it. Did I learn my lesson from that?" No, I did not. I still got right back out there and hit them streets running hard. You know what I mean? I caught an attempted murder charge. They was trying to throw me away for that. You know what I'm saying? Once I caught that charge, got my attorney, whatever happened, and we got it dropped. I got it dropped to a Class C felony, nonviolent assault, or whatever it was. Did I learn my lesson from that case? No, I did not. Kept going, violated, ended up in Boonville. Back in the 90s, Boonville was a place you did not want to go, you know what I mean? But it fit my criteria because I was lawless, so I fit right in with everybody in there, you know what I'm saying? So, a long story short, it's just one of the things, I wasn't learning my lesson, you know what I mean? And I'm going to get to the moral of the story when I get to the end of this, what I'm trying to tell you. So after I got out of Boonville, did I learn my lesson? No, I did not. I caught Fed cases, went straight to the feds, you know what I'm saying? Because I did not learn my lesson, you know? And as I said earlier, the feds, they send you all over the place. You're not at home. You know what I'm saying? So as I was in there, so 2009, we're gonna jump right to it. 2009, I'm getting ready to come home. And I told myself, I said, man, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of sitting in jail. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of nobody kicking it. Because I'm gonna tell you something, nobody kicked the door down to come see me. Nobody was keeping my books fat. I'm a hustler, so I learned how to survive on my own. I lived off the prison lane. You know what I mean? I worked at Unicor. So if I could work at Unicor inside the penitentiary, I could sure work when I get out here on the street. You understand what I'm saying? And I put all this, I went to school, I educated myself, I did a lot of reading, a lot of spiritual searching, you know, and I figured it out, you know. So in 2009, I got out. I'm in the halfway house. Now let me tell y'all this. I didn't have no big support team. I had a whole lot of friends before I went to jail. When you have the money, you have the cars, you have the clothes, you have a lot of friends. Everybody's your friend at that point. But as soon as you fall off and there ain't nothing going good, you can't take everybody to the club no more. You can't pay for everybody's stuff no more. Nobody cares about you no more. So when I'm out here, I'm catching a bus, I'm walking. You know what I mean? There was a time when I first got out that I got a check and I needed to cash it, but I didn't have a state ID. I had my prison ID. And I went to the city union mission. I said, hey, this is my circumstance. This is my situation. This is what's going on. They said, man, we don't keep cash. We can't do nothing for you. And it was only $7.50 at the time. And I said, dang, just to get an ID just so I could cash this check, right? So I went to that church. It's right next to the Jackson County Jail, that red brick building down there next to the Jackson County Jail. And I walked in there, and the preacher came to me, and he said, how can I help you? And I explained my situation to him. He said, now, I don't mind helping people, but nobody ever comes back and glorifies us when we do this. I said, man, look, this is my circumstance, what I'm trying to do. I'm running late. I need to get here. Can you help me out? Well, the dude gave me $10 or $20 or whatever he gave me, right? So I went and cashed the check. Now, that's stuck in the back of my mind because this dude helped me and nobody else would help me, right? So I go to work. I'm working at Five Guys Burgers and Fries in Liberty, Missouri. That's where I was working at. So you imagine coming from Leavenworth, Kansas, going from the halfway house, trying to get to Liberty, Missouri, and you don't have nobody want to give you a ride, nobody want to help you out. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm struggling at this time, right? So long story short, I get out the halfway house. I'm moving on along. I'm getting these jobs. I've worked at General Motors. I was a crane operator. I've had all types of jobs. I know how to do a lot of different things, construction, whatever, right? I'm doing all these things. So to get to the moral of the story, I thought about it. When I got out the halfway house, I drove past that church one day. And I walked in there and I found that guy that gave me that money and I gave it to him. And I said, man, I really appreciate what you did, because what you did for me, man, it showed me that there's good people out here, man, and it made me, it motivated me to understand that helping people is where it's at, because I was once one of them people in need. So here nor there to get off all that stuff, right? I figured out in the whole process of this, one of my friends, rest in peace, he died. He taught me this tow game that I'm into today, in transport, right? And the whole time that I was doing this, it was an off and on thing. I had jobs, but I still towed on the side. One day I just said, you know what, I'm gonna do this on my own. And I did it, you know what I mean? I was at GT Tow, you know, that's where I was at the time. And I was the owner operator there. My guy Boo, he sold me a truck, I was the owner operator, and I went there and I didn't look back. So today, I got several trucks in 3 locations, one here in KCK, one in Independence, and one in my main office in Kansas City, Missouri. And if you see any black and orange tow trucks that say EW on them, that's me. You know what I'm saying? And it was a hard process to get to this point. So, and only one I can think, as I said, is God, man, because I'm not a silver spoon. I wasn't rich. My mom didn't give me $1,000, $100,000, $1 million or whatever. It was all for me. You dig what I'm saying? And God, you know, God comes first. He just gave me the tools and the brain and the motivation to do it. You know what I mean? So basically what I'm getting at with me in my situation is the same way that you're coming to this gym and you're working out and you're dedicated to come in here. Right now it's hard, it's sweat, it's blood, it's tears. You dig what I'm saying? But don't let that discourage you. Move forward in your life. Don't ever get discouraged behind pain, because pain is gonna make you a strong champion. You know what I mean? Pain builds character. You know what I mean? It builds strength. So as you're coming in here doing this, just remember, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Whatever your goals are in life, whatever you choose to be, just understand one thing: you can do it. All you have to do is apply yourself. You know what I mean? My man right here, we go back, and he's always been a solid dude my whole life, right? And him and a few others, you know. And he's always been about his business, always, since I've known him, been about his business. And look what he's doing. He's dedicating his time to do this. He's not making $1 million off of doing this. This is coming strictly from the heart. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take that into consideration when you got people like that. Because like I was telling my boys earlier, if we would have had people like that, if I'd have had somebody come grab me and snatch me up and say, hey man, won't you get out these streets and come over here and do this? You know, maybe I could have went another direction in life, but God didn't have that plan for me. So the way that I went was the way that I went. And I'm not ashamed of it. I don't regret it. You know, because it made me who I am today, and it taught me what it's all about. It taught me what character is. Because character is something that you really have to build, and the shape that you guys are putting yourself in right now is going to build a strong character. And that character is going to help you throughout your life. You know what I mean? And the thing that you don't want to be is a weak person. You don't want to have a weak character. So what you're doing right now is already defeating that. You dig what I'm saying? And you're coming in here and you're beating yourself up, and you're only making yourself a better person. So at the end of the day, just remember, man, you know, conditioning it starts here. You know, and what you're starting here is conditioning here is what is gonna make you be whenever you get old enough to be whatever you want to be. And you might even do it before you get old enough to be what you want to be. You never know. God works in mysterious ways, and just remember that. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys having me. It was nice seeing you guys train. You guys look good, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
One thing I want to touch on real quick, something that he said about his friends. Okay? A lot of you guys, or some of you guys maybe have friends that are real cool, right? It's always a friend that wants to take you to, hey, let's go smoke a little bit of weed, or let's go have a drink, or no man, we don't need to go to class, let's go do this, right? Those are the friends that if they do not have the same goals that you have in life, you need to get rid of.
That is true.
You have to get rid of them. Because all those friends are gonna do is bring you down. If you have friends that don't have the same type of vision that you have of where you want to be, whether that's a boxing champion, playing in college and in the NFL, playing for a national soccer team, whatever it is, right? If they don't have the same type of visions and goals that you have, they shouldn't be your friends.
True story.
I want you, when you're around your friends, I want you to look around and see what type of people are around you. Because if you continue to hang out with those type of people, that's where you're going to end up in 5 and 10 and 15 years. With that type of crowd. Same type of people, same type of mindset. If you surround yourself right now with people that have aspirations and goals to become professional sports players, to become doctors, to become lawyers, to become whatever, then, get what I'm saying? You will be there also.
To touch on that, talking about your friends, I was that friend. I was that friend that had everybody out here gangbanging. I was that friend that everybody called when it was time to go put in some work. I was that friend that did that. I know from experience because I was the one like, hey homie, come on, let's go. We got to go do this, we got to go do that. I didn't mean any harm at the time, but as I look back, I was a bad influence. You dig what I'm saying? So everything that came crumbling down on me, I deserved it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I had people influencing me. I had older cats that influenced me. So I influenced my friends. You dig what I'm saying? Because I was already lost. I was gone. So what he said is absolutely correct. I mean, if you got a person that don't want to come train or don't want to do his homework or be good in school, man, veer on somewhere, man, because you see the way of the world now. It's evil, man, and we need good people, man. We need more people to be good people, man, and that's just basically what it boils down to, you know? And that's where we're at. And that's the whole principal reason why he does a lot of the things that he does, because he sees it. And he wants you guys to be successful, as he is, you know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing, man.
I tell you guys every week, and sometimes throughout the week, you do not have to be a product of your environment, but what's the next part? You will be a product of the choices that you make in that environment. Understand that? You will be a product of the choices that you make. All right? Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. Full throttle on 3, guys. 1, 2, 3. Full throttle!